Afternoon.
Glenn, how you doing?
Pretty well. Yeah.
Good, thank you. How are you guys?
Hear you. They could be us, the volume may be down.
Here's the voice up.
We had it down the other day. Yeah, it's way down.
Can you hear
All
me
right, how's
now?
that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. There
I can hear you.
Okay,
Jason.
great.
we go. You guys all hear it well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mr. O.
I think you're the.
Pencil.
We have a place, we do have a presentation, this is, yeah.
Well, that's kind of notice. It's on the agenda.
It'd be nice to get one for picture too.
Oh, that's right. Forgot.
Do you want to read it? Do you want to
If you have the copy, yes.
That's it.
You're gonna give it to her.
Oh, is there months so good. Well, they just got it all right.
She has. It's gonna, she's.
Yeah. At least.
How you doing, Bob?
Good, how are you?
Good.
The only time you don't need it.
And soon as we get, Jose.
Oh.
Hi, Lynn.
Yeah.
And Ross, Tammy does have excused absence.
Table to the.
Do I need to do anything or just?
No, we'll make it nice.
Don't we have to go there?
You know, it's gonna take excuse me.
But it was fun. Yeah, no, it was never intended. It was just. I was kind of, that they didn't know too much.
Oh, let you guys know.
Okay.
When I brought her the paper, she wanted to see where you.
Kind of Tammy's her legs.
I was like, wait a second. I was like, Kim was missing a water. We had taken Tammy, and all of a sudden there's one back.
So if you guys want to spread out a little bit. Spread out a little bit.
Chair. Fair, hopefully that chair.
It's right, it's.
Yeah, then you guys want a little more room and want to spread out.
Or at least let Edgar get a little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember last year, I think I was in that table. Weird, isn't it? It's like way out there on the end.
Supposed to be.
You can sit right here. You want to be close?
It's separation anxiety.
There's a team, it's a team camaraderie.
Almost ready.
You give me just a few seconds, Mr. President.
Shadow.
All right, and we're ready.
Yeah, we'll call tonight's board meeting of the Peoria Recreation and Park District to order at 6:30 p.m. Mr. Godinez, will you please lead us in the pledge?
Sir, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Put your hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, thank you. Can we have roll call, please?
Division 1, Kim Gerald Johnson. Here. Division 2, Jose Luis Godinez.
Present. What's else?
If I can, Mr. Laser, before you read,
Yes.
earlier, actually late last month, at the California Association of Park and Recreation Districts Annual Meeting, Barbara Henderson, our volunteer at the Root Mountains Discovery Center, was recognized as an outstanding volunteer, so we'd like to recognize her tonight.
Oh.
I'm going from Rubbish Regions Resolution. This was in our book. This is from the,
Order all over myself.
this is actually from the CRPD conference. And I'm not gonna do like the council does, I'll just read the whole thing. Since 2023, Barbara Henderson has been a cornerstone of the Rupert Mountains Discovery Center, contributing an astonishing 2,201 hours of service in a remarkably short time. Her presence is felt across the entire organization, from the gift shop to the Museum of Discoveries, where she serves as a welcoming and dependable ambassador for every visitor who walks through the doors. Barbara's impact extends far beyond the sheer numbers of hours she provides. She is recognized by staff and fellow volunteers for her unwavering professionalism, precision, and genuine kindness. Whether she is assisting with daily museum operations or ensuring the guest feels valued in the gift shop, she approaches every task with a level of enthusiasm and pride that inspires those around her. Her ability to step in wherever needed and represent the Discovery Center with such passion has made her an indispensable part of the team. Through her extraordinary generosity of time and spirit, Barbara has made a lasting difference in the center's missions to educate and inspire the community. The California Association of Park Districts is proud to honor Barbara Henderson for her remarkable dedication and selflessness with the outstanding volunteer work.
I am overwhelmed. You tricked me. I kept telling her I don't want to be here to interfere with things. And look, oh, you got me a vest. That's your uniform. I wear this. I love that thing. I love it.
Did you see what it said?
Yeah, look, did you read it? No, I'm upside down. Oh.
Show off your plaque with it.
I'm sorry.
Show off the plaque with
Oh, thank you. So I can do something. Very nice. Oh, thank you.
Can we have stand up and meet with the floor?
Yeah.
That would be very nice.
Yeah.
Look, I'll get you back, yes. Everyone else.
There we go.
There's my work.
Perfect.
All right.
Oh.
Sorry, we had to trick you, Barbara.
Where's that? You tell her. I am so naive.
Congratulations and thank you so much for all your hard work.
Thank you. And you know, I think it was before 2003. I don't know. We're trying to figure out how long it's been. It's been the longest time and the most rewarding because family. Oh.
Well, you too. Every time we go up there, you're there and you're always so wonderful.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Oh, my goodness.
That's
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Park make sure that that's across the state of California, not just.
Oh.
Thank you for everything.
I do it because I love the Rupa, and I've had to write it down. The Rupa Mountain Cultural Center. And I would have to, when I'd answer the phone, I would have to write it down so I wouldn't mix it up. But it's family. It's family.
Okay. One of the more pleasurable parts of the job.
This is so big. This is so cute.
And it's all of it.
What else we can find?
You got a pocket? You got a pocket?
You can take a picture of it. My thing. Okay.
Oh. That's one of a kind. No one else will have that safe.
Nobody has one like this. And it's got pockets for all the stuff that the kids put everywhere and I have to put back.
Okay, let's move on to item 3. Do we have any public comments this evening?
I've not received it.
Okay, move on to item 4. Does anybody wish to pull any items off the consent calendar?
I move approval of this consent calendar.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Move on to board action items, and the first item up is the workshop presentation on the Hooper Mountains Discovery Center.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. And tonight we have two of our staff members here from the Discovery Center to give you an update on the year in review. Maribel Vargas and Virginia Odom. And they prepared a informative PowerPoint for you. And I think when we talk through this, if you guys have questions as they're going, please speak up, and we want to be very interactive.
Thank you all, first of all, for inviting us and letting us speak to you tonight. We've been very excited to be part of the Parks District for the last year. And we're just going to give you a overview of what we've been doing, what's been going on. We've just ended a really busy field trip season where we did over 200 schools that came in, and 190 of those between February and the end of So the majority of our students come in, 15,000 students, 263,000, a little bit over. That's at the end of May. We still have 16 schools from that time period that open. We've had almost 2,800 parent chaperones, 1,000 teachers, and of those schools, 124 of them have visited the gift shop. We have had a comparison to last year, and you can see last year we had a few more students, a few more chaperones. One of the reasons I believe that we have more, and again, I only did these numbers up until the end of May. We had some schools that were booked in May this year that moved to June. And also, the fires affected us a little bit at the beginning of the year. Again, we had fewer students, we made more money. So we made almost 264,000 in learning expeditions up to the end of May. And we've done 77,000 in the gift shop. What that means is second graders with their $20 bill are coming in and buying stock, and thank you, Barbara, for keeping more stock in it. As far as the programs that we offer, and this is a list of the programs that we offer and the ones that are most popular. And as you can see, and they're actually not in order of popularity, but in alphabetical order. Archaeology, we only had one school that participated in that. Our recruiter programs 10 and 5, Gold Fever 29, Geology of California 10, Rock Collecting with the Dinosaurs, our signature tour, the one we've been doing since 1967 in one form or another, 160 schools. So big difference. That is obviously our most popular tour. We've had 113 schools did a Critter Corner add-on, museum, 100 schools, and a hike to Eddie 43. Some schools do multiple main programs. Some schools do 1, 2, or even 3 add-ons. Some schools don't do any add-ons. So as far as Critter Corner, 113 schools did Critter Corner, which at an average of 77 students per school, that comes out to about 8,600 students and about $26,000. The primary programs, which are the Critters, How and Why, and the Ecosystem program, 15 schools, 925 people, and $11,000. And from July until present, we've spent $23,000 on critter care. So we are earning a little bit of money on the critters. We have updated our weekend schedule. The reason that we did this was so that we could have more variety. It would encourage more families to come back more often. One weekend they're going to do a rock collecting, another weekend maybe they're going to do a gold panning, but it gives them multiple reasons to come back. And this is just the updated weekend schedule that went into effect, I would say about a month ago.
When us before, excuse me, we had the same program running 3 times a day. We had it at
Just the
10,
rock collecting
11,
at the
and 1
dinosaurs.
o'clock. which was just the recollecting, and it seems like people love coming back.
Yeah, people are they're especially interested in coming for the critters that we do in the middle of the day. So some of the updates to the programs that we have planned. We changed our weekend tours, and in September, we're thinking that we will raise the prices on most of the learning expeditions by $1. We've got to keep up with the cost of living increases, but we're going to try and keep rock collecting with the dinosaurs at $10 because what it lacks in, they're paying, we do make up in volume. We do get a lot of people that participate in that. In September, we're going to retire one of our programs, the California Rock Hound. It overlaps with our Geology of California, and it's very labor intensive to set up. We have to break rocks and get sets together, and it just takes a lot of time. But we are working on a new program that is going to focus on local plants and local animals, so local flora and fauna. We are recommending eventually a permanent sluice box, like you'll see in the picture there. I think they run, depending on the size that you get, between 11,000 and 35,000. But between public and school learning expeditions, there is a strong projected return on the investment. We will be ending our Scout Merit Badge program because we're not getting the turnout to cover the cost of staffing. And I want to start this year a homeschool day. We have a lot of homeschools that call, it's me and my family. I'm homeschooling. A lot of museums offer homeschool day, and I think it's a good idea. We'll put it up and they can sign up. Each month we'll have a different tour that we offer. And you have a homeschool, you have 1 or 2 families that want to come, they can sign up. And we'll just do a big homeschool group. Some upcoming events that we have planned in July on the 17th, we're looking at an ice cream social. Maribel will be talking to you in a little bit about change of hours, some summer hours. And the ice cream social would be a way to bring people out and celebrate our new hours. We're going to have we will do museum tours and food trucks, gift shop, and then complimentary ice cream, because who doesn't like ice cream, especially in July? In August, we're looking to celebrate Eddie the Mammoth's 23rd birthday. And we're going to have games and cupcakes and sunset hike to Eddie. We used to do a sunset hike to Eddie for Discovery Camp back many years ago. Everybody loved it. And I think that it's a good idea to try and bring it back. We also are working on getting some branded Eddie merchandise, and that would be a good time to introduce that. On the 26th of September, we're going to bring back our Teacher Appreciation Day, Teachers Rock. And it was successful last year. The teachers really enjoyed it. Bring them out, show them some appreciation, some fun, some prizes, food. It'll be a good time. October 15th is National Fossil Day. Who better to celebrate National Fossil Day than the Rocky Mountains Discovery Center? The weekend of October 17th and 18th will be all about fossils, bringing out people to, fossil fun, bring out some real fossils, maybe bring some things out from the museum that people can see up close, maybe have an opportunity to touch and hold that they don't get to do very often, and then create their own fossil that they can take. In November, happy birthday, JMDC. We're going to celebrate our 62nd birthday with rollback tour prices, giving them a bit of a discount. And we'll have some special activities and fun surprises. And if they bring a unexpired pantry item that we can then later donate to a food bank, then they can get a free tour. Just a way to get people through the door. And in December 5th and 6th, Rock Hounder's Weekend. We have a lot of excess rock, a lot of different types of rocks and minerals that we have that you saw there. And we have a rock hound who's volunteer with us. And he's going to get some of the groups, the local rock hounder groups, to come out. We're going to sell the rocks. We haven't had a big rock sale in over 10 years. It's been probably longer than that.
And I have like two more clubs from the San Bernardino area, signed up for it too. So we're hoping that we're gonna have a large.
It should be successful. And then gift shop and I'll turn it over to Mary.
Any questions so far?
No, great presentation.
Okay, good. All right, so what we're looking at right now, it would be the gift shop at glance, you know, as you can see, we had, during this, fiscal year, we had, gift shop sales, we had a little bit over, $200,000. And, gift shop sales, we had about a little bit over $65,000 just in parking fees. People visiting the center, daily tours, and those are like what the tours we offer to the public on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays. We did close to $33,000 on those weekend tours. Nursery sales, we had about close to $16,000 in sales, and rentals. Those are basically birthday parties. Birthday party packages that the kids or families come and do for their children. And then the next one, as you can see a comparison from last year. So you can see 2024, 2025, we did about a little bit over 152,000. This fiscal year, we did over $200,000, like I said earlier. And then parking fees, the number, they went up considerably. You know, the amount of vehicles visiting the center was way bigger this year than the last year before. And daily tours, as like I said earlier, we have those like the weekend tours, the nursery, and also our rentals, which are the numbers we saw earlier. But that includes, you know, last year's. You guys have any questions on that, on those numbers?
And one thing I just want to point out is this is July 1 through the end of May as well. And remember, we were essentially closed for almost 2 months of weekends with the fires. So these numbers are even more
Is
impressive.
that what you think affected the rentals so much? I mean, just a few weeks or?
No, but there was also a lot more evening, nighttime rentals that we've held back on right now.
What we're missing on there from that number would be the events that we did like for the critters, and we do the Dine with the Dinosaurs. I don't know if any of you ever attended any of those. We had two of those. So this year we didn't do those events. That is why we only see.
Oh, they were figured into that number as
I
well.
figured that number as well.
And then also, even though we had less students or less schools, made push by ourselves went way more sales and even being closed 2 days a week. I think it's pretty good.
I was just curious if there's any plans to work on upping those birthday party rentals, because I just think that would be a big deal for people.
Yes, we do, and I think with the new program, the only thing that has kept us doing it is because we were transitioning from the rec programs. What was it called? The other one called?
The
Civic Rec tour.
Civic Rec. But now that we're all getting on board with the new system, they're all gonna be on our website, and we get a lot more people also calling and booking for those
Okay.
events. Definitely.
How well are the rentals and parties advertised? I mean, are there flyers available at the gift shop? Are people aware of it?
Yes, I do have some pamphlets on birthday parties, packages, and then other than that, what we have on our website. And then also, you know, what they see, because they get recommended from people that come and visit and look at them and they want to find out.
Okay.
But it's gonna be much easier once we have it on our program where they can just do it without having to call and find out information, because I think that tends to make people think, oh, it's too hard to do, you know, it's like rather than it's there, I'm gonna sign up for it or request, you know, you need to see if this date is available, which will make it much easier. I'm confident that we will get more birthdays registered for that. Okay, then our museum, we had visitor rooms to the people and additional details. So school visits, we had about 100 schools that visited the museum as an island, approximately, you know, close to 8,000 students and chaperones.
And again, that is based on the 77 per school average.
Then we had a revenue of close to $23,000 and $3 per person, which is the cost of the island for a field trip. On weekend visits, we had about 6,500 vehicles that came and visit us. It's about 26,000 weekend visitors. We average it at 4 people per vehicle. So it's not, accurate, but we're thinking among all those cars, let's say it's 4 people. So it brings about 26,000 visitors, which is, I think, a really, really good number on Saturdays and Sundays. Even though we were closed, a few months and stuff, I mean, people are really responding to attending to the facility. Okay, JNDC had class at the year ahead, like what Jenny was saying earlier. So beginning in July 5, JNDC will begin our new summer hours. We are thinking on opening Thursday and Friday, 3 to 8 p.m. So we're thinking like those will be only summer hours where we want to give people the opportunity to, to visit us, but they don't have to be like in the middle of the day where it's really, really hot. And then we are thinking of doing Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 6. And we'll see if it works. It's only going to be for a couple of months, and then we'll go back if we have to. Then they will only be in effect through September 6th. Then beginning July 1st, JNDC will no longer offer the rebate for our $10 parking fee. That fee was only intended to be temporary. Okay, in the past fiscal year, we have refunded about a little bit over $8,000. Those rebate, $10 rebate parking passes. And then we have in beginning September 1st, 2026, we are proposing to establish a museum fund. $1 from each school learning expedition, the museum entry fee will put into a special fund to be used for museum upgrades.
And actually, that is something we used to do long ago when Mary was there. You guys remember Mary? And we would take a portion of what schools paid to go into the museum, and then that money would go into a special fund that was to be used to upgrade the museum.
Yeah, to either bring more exhibition specimens or even our cases to upgrade our cases. There was always something happening in the museum that we took money from all the funds in order to accommodate that. Okay, and because of Dino Dash was a great success, and you probably remember Dino Dash, we just started recently. So we had a lot of people attend to that. So we are anticipating hosting 2 this coming year, 1 in the spring and 1 in the fall when it's not too hot. So those are some of the things that we have.
Training now.
That is the end. Any questions?
What do you contribute the rise in the gift shop sales to?
I contribute the rise in the sales, 1, because there is merchandise available. Because when I see that there is something that sells, or the kids are, tend to buy, I make sure that it's always on stock, and that's why we keep selling it. That is one of the reasons. Before, it was very tough because we were very short on money, so I had to wait until everything was sold in order for me to get more, and I would lose a lot of sales that way. Right now, I know we have bought, a lot of stuff. We make some purchases, but it's moving. So that has a lot to do with that. I did increase some prices, but I really don't think that is the reason, because I try not to increase prices, in many items, because I know the kids only come with $5, $10. Some schools do come with like $20 bills for little kids, but some kids come with $1.
Yeah.
So we gotta make sure that every kid that comes on a field trip is able to buy a real souvenir, a real crystal, a real fossil, something that they can, take home that make them remember of the tour or the field trip.
And the inventory is always there.
Correct. So
We've had a lot of discussion about this. And as Maribel said, part of it was, the finances of the Discovery Center. They were tight. We all understand that. And instead of being able to replenish their stock right away, they were having to hold off to make sure they got through the year. So that's definitely made a big difference. And I said, and we talked about to make sure that the increased revenue wasn't because of inflation costs. And we don't think that that's the case. So. To a point, but not nearly all of it, yeah.
I saw that you had just one school do the archaeology, so are we thinking of eliminating the archaeology?
We
from-
did.
Oh,
We've actually already eliminated that one. It was not very popular. Took a lot of effort and time to get it set up. And so, yeah, that's one that we've just pulled.
okay, makes sense because.
We're gonna try and focus on the ones that are a little bit more, we do have, like, we have more schools that did gold panning. We're gonna try and do some things to upgrade our gold panning just a little bit. Right now, they bring things home in a little plastic vial. We want to get some branded little bags that are not that much more than the vials and send them home with that. It's got our name on it. It's just gonna be a better experience.
Trying to upgrade what we
So,
currently.
yeah, and just upgrade some of the more popular ones. And of course, you know, the rock collecting times.
It's not like we don't have any rocks.
No, really?
I've seen a few up there.
Just a few.
We can make it.
Yeah, I think that's the only question. I guess, and I mean, this isn't necessarily a question for you two, it's just a generalized question. When do we think we might expand our offerings to people to have events up there themselves? I actually, my daughter knew someone who actually got married up there and had their wedding reception up there back in the day. I mean, not that many years ago, so.
We've got some liability stuff we've been addressing. I think we're getting closer to being more comfortable. It's the evening, it's the poor lighting out there, but we've replaced and fixed a lot of it at night. One of the challenges that we have is you come out for a nice wedding and the reception's down in the Olive Garden. It's either a hike back up to the restrooms or it's the porta johns. You know, so we're looking at establishing contracts with the nicer trailered, air-conditioned restrooms and things like that to be able to offer.
I was thinking, I guess, that the reception would be in the sunken garden.
I think they tend to want to be down in the garden, right? You guys know better than us.
The Olive Garden holds more people.
Yeah, we usually, the sunken garden, can only host about 120 at the most.
Oh, okay.
And then, if someone wants to have like a quinceañera or a bigger event, they'll have to be doing it at the Olive Grove, which is, it gets a little bit tough when we don't have like the right lighting for people to walk up to the, to the restrooms. And when they bring, or because they all rent portable restrooms, but still it's not enough for the many people that are attending. So a lot of them have to walk up to the little
gotcha.
restrooms. So it's, little things, but I think, well, we can make it work. It's a nice place, and we've had it.
Just an idea for going forward.
Oh,
And I know this last year has just been a big year to get things done and get things cleaned up and get things adjusted and get you guys folded into our organization. So I'm not saying, oh, it's bad that this hasn't happened. I just think it would be nice
When
at some point in the future when we can do that.
When they've had some events or weddings or things happening down there, I mean, they're beautiful. It's a beautiful venue when it's all
Yeah.
there.
And the other part of it is too, and we've talked about it, and it'll come back as a future budget item down the road, but we need tables and chairs.
Mhm.
We have picnic tables,
Right.
but we don't, like tables and chairs to make it, people can rent them, but now we're starting, time you add in the cost of the rental, then they have to rent their own tables and chairs. They've got to bring them in or have, it just starts adding to it. It's not as convenient and easy as,
Yeah, okay,
so.
As if it isn't real facilities, because everything is there.
right.
There, they have to bring it a day before or, find a place to store everything.
Have we looked into some like solar path lighting and stuff like that for some of these areas?
You will happen because, yeah, it's a good, space. It really is. Once we get it going, people are gonna want to, have their parties there.
Any questions?
Any other questions? No?
I just want to thank both Jimmy and Maribel. This has not been an easy year for them with the transition, couple fires, staffing changes. They have stepped up, done a phenomenal job. You can see for the passion they put into this presentation, they truly care about the facility. They're doing a phenomenal job. The staff, the part-time staff that are leading the expeditions, if you've had the opportunity, they do an amazing job up there as well. They've put together a really good team up there, and I'm very, very appreciative of them.
And everybody's excellent. I think this is the best team that we've had in a long time.
It is.
Where, you are certain that that person leading the tour is gonna do a good job. We're not gonna have people complain or teachers, being dissatisfied, which is it's really nice,
I can honestly say, I don't remember maybe one or two complaints that came through this last year.
Which is great.
And-
And that is good to hear.
It's to be expected at 240 schools. Somebody's not gonna be happy with something, but they've done a good job, so.
And I can just see keep getting better and better every year. So
Oh, yeah.
you guys are doing a great job up there.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. It was very pleasant. Okay. Move on to item 5.2, which is Root Area Recreation and Park District Maintenance Assessment District. Pursuant to the provisions of the Landscaping and Lighting Act of 1972, adopting resolutions, initiating proceedings, and calling for a public hearing. I believe this one is going to be Lynn.
Yeah, we'll let. Pass this on to Lynn.
Sure. Thank you. Tonight is the first night of the start of the levy process for the maintenance district. That's the $15 per single family residential unit effectively. And before you tonight, you have 3 resolutions that basically say you intend to levy the special assessment and that you're going to set a public hearing for June the 25th. And at that point in time, you'll adopt the final resolutions if there isn't a majority protest, and then it will be ready to levy in August. So you have before you the resolutions. You also have in your packet the engineer's report, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. It goes up, slightly each year, but it's not a whole lot.
See, this was something I had to do as far as opening the public hearing.
No, there's no public hearing tonight.
Not too much.
All that has to be done is the adoption of the resolutions.
Bob, we have this question every year. Can we do them all at once or do we need them one at a time?
If you do it properly, you could do them all at once. But you have to reference each one. And if any one board member wants to vote yes on one and no on another, which I don't foresee happening, then you would want to take them up separately. But otherwise, have at it. Whoever wants to merge everything in.
I think we better do them separately because
So
they're all
I'll take
different.
number 1.
I'll do number 1. I move that the Board of Directors adopt resolution number 2026-13, initiating proceedings for the Jurupa Area Recreation and Park Maintenance District and the levy and collection of assessments for fiscal year 2026-2027 pursuant to the provisions of the Landscaping and Lighting Act of 1972.
A second. And first and a second, may we have roll call, please?
Yes. Eddie Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godina.
Yes.
Ross Lasia.
Yes.
Kim Carol Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0.
Next one, I move that the Board of Directors adopt resolutions number 2026-14, preliminary approval of the engineer's report regarding the Jurupa Area Recreation and Park Maintenance District and the levy and collection of assessment for fiscal year 2026-2027 pursuant to the provisions of the Landscaping and Lighting Act of 1972.
Second?
We have first and a second roll call, please.
Yes. Edgar Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godina.
Yes.
Ross Lasia.
Yes.
Kim Carol Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0.
I'll take the third. I move that the Board of Directors adopt resolution number 2026-15, declaring its intention to conduct a public hearing on the matter of assessments and order the levy of assessments for the group of Park and Recreation Maintenance District fiscal year 2026/2027 pursuant to the provisions of the Landscaping and Lighting Act of 1972. and authorize the general manager to advertise the public hearing.
Second. Can we have roll call, please?
Victor Castile. Jose Luis Godino.
Yes.
Ross Latham.
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson. Aye. Motion passed 4-0.
Thank you very much, and I'll see you in person on the 25th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Okay, now on to item 5.3, discussion and possible approval of the operating budgets for fiscal year 26-27. I believe that will follow the voting, yes?
Brief lead in though, I don't want to give them a full one there here. This has been an ongoing process here since basically the 1st of February. The budget personnel committees met monthly to go over numbers from a very preliminary standpoint to where we're at today. Cody's gonna go over some numbers here with you. Kind of a 30,000-foot overview. And if you guys have any questions on any specific numbers, we can dwell down to those. One thing I just kind of want to touch base on is you're looking at revenue numbers, primarily our tax allocation, our JCSD transfer, or our JCSD allocation, which is from the former lawsuit, as well as the redevelopment agency pass throughs. Those numbers were all basically flat. The last couple of years, the second allocation of the fiscal year from the county has taken a long time to come in. And we've just received those in over the last couple of weeks since the budget committees met. We still haven't received the final allocation for the redevelopment fund yet. We are anticipating some increased revenues, but nothing significant. That's going to maybe about $100,000. So in the realm of things. So we'll, at the mid-year, if we need to make adjustment, we'll account for those then. With that, let Cody.
All right, so as of right now, we are looking at a total of being, for the general fund, being $20,000 in the black is where we're at with this current budget. And the two things you have in front of you, one is the old budget book we had. This is just simply raw data. I didn't want to just give you guys a piece of paper that had a bunch of raw data. This makes it a little bit cleaner for you guys, for the ClearGov side. And then this is what ClearGov spits out for the top line fund totals for everything. So this is just the non-in-depth. So this is just the bottom line numbers for everything.
And I just want to point out, notice the names are there. now. We just finally, the budget committee just finally said, God knows, please put the names, because we never know what 26-1 is or whatever. So,
Yeah, it makes it a little easier for you guys to be like, wait, which one is that one again?
yeah,
'Cause
I think we should call that one the Kim column.
it was Kim and Tammy.
It was both.
It's Kim.
I agree, like, cause I'm like, what's in 7-1 again?
Yeah, I know.
Is that the problem child?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, not that one. Okay, so first thing I was gonna go over was, Colby stole my thunder already. So the property taxes were not changing what they're budgeted. Last year, we brought in more than we projected. We honestly are probably gonna do the same. Last thing we need is to not be the same though and over project. So we're just gonna keep it flat. It seems to be about the same every year, so, but there might be some wiggle room. We won't know though till we get the final numbers, which will probably be end of this month. So on the revenue side, so facility rentals, we are projecting it to go up substantially. That is mainly due to one JCC coming online fully now. Skyview has been doing really well on rentals and getting a lot more rentals. They are going to go through, they're over what they projected this year, so they're projecting higher next year. I think they're already $10,000 over what they projected originally. They're doing really well over there. And then the soccer fields are doing really well. The sports leagues continue to grow. So that's just more field rentals coming in. So more soccer rentals is coming in. That also trickles down to the player facility use fees and field use fees going up. More players, more kids, more fees for us. So overall, it's good. So all those are growing. So rentals are growing, field use is growing. The biggest increase for recreation revenue is going to be for the youth classes. So Spark, we renegotiated the contract with the school. It used to be $15 a day per child. Now we're going to be doing $20 a day per child. And I believe we are working on making it a 5% increase every year. I don't know the exact terms on what the contract's going to be, if it's going to be a 3 or 4 year, but it will increase with essentially a cost of living adjustment every year to cover staff costs and the other costs associated.
That will come before you for final approval.
Yes. And then this budget is projected up 120 students. That's about the average, but we're actually seeing some growth in that program. The last few months have been 125. Next year, they're thinking it could be closer to 130 average. So it's possible that our revenue is even higher on that end as well, which would be very nice. Contract classes are continuing to grow. They are already, we looked at today at 180,000 for this year. So we're budgeting for 180,000 next year. Hopefully they continue to grow. We exceed that, but as right now, our contract classes as a whole are doing really well. We're bringing in some more programs. We're having programs up at the Discovery Center, which are doing well as well. So, and then the last thing I will go over on the recreation revenue is something we'll touch base in Octa, and that's going to be the increase in the senior center reimbursement, but we will touch base more on that later for your guys' approval. Maintenance revenue, that's all tax money. That doesn't change. That is the maintenance assessment district. There's nothing to go over on that end.
What page are you on?
I am now on page 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just to know what you're on.
just finished page 2, sorry. And if I'm going too fast, let me know and I'm.
That's all right.
Okay. So now for JMDC revenue, the biggest change is going to be learning expeditions. The numbers they originally gave us, we all know were not correct. Now you saw their presentation on what the accurate numbers were, so we are better able to project what learning expeditions are going to be at. The numbers they gave us combined learning expeditions and gift shops together for revenue, so it was over projected quite a bit. Now we have the real projections of what it should be at. Parking is also going up. We're getting a lot of people on the weekends, and with the removal of the $10 rebate, that's almost a $10,000 increase alone. So we'll continue to get more parking revenue as well. And then the last thing that's changing there is going to be the special events and fundraisers. We're no longer doing Slither and Slip and Dino Dash. We are working on
Doing Dino Dash.
Oh, we are, or not Dino Dash, Slither and Slip and Dine with Dinos. Sorry about that.
Dinos.
Dine with Dinos. We are doing the Dino Dash, and then I think we're trying to do a little smaller special events that are more cost effective, that are more free events, more, you know.
We didn't talk about it much in the presentation, but the whole purpose of everything is getting vehicles through the gate.
Yeah.
Bringing people onto the property. They tend to spend in the gift shop. They're doing the learning expedition field trips. It's all about giving somebody a reason to come back. So.
We learned what did we do this year? Was it Down with the Dinos was what we did?
We didn't do it
Or
this year.
Slither or Slip?
We didn't do either one of them.
I thought. Was that last year? Well, last calendar year, yeah. It spent more money.
Yes.
Yeah, it spent more money than it made. It wasn't an efficient fundraiser, essentially. So we're looking at ways to have efficient fundraisers there.
Getting people through the gates and into that gift shop is the most efficient way. to
Yeah,
fundraise.
100%. That is the best thing to do, as long as we get people through the gate. Nothing's changing on the board. We still have that $50,000 that we put aside every year for board elections. We'll have the $50,000 from this fiscal year involved. Next year, we'll have Rick do that for us. We do have the 2 board elections this coming year, so that will help cover that, whatever the costs of those board elections are. Onto the expense side. Any questions on revenue side before I go to the expenses? Okay. So one of the biggest changes is gonna be liability insurance. We know that's gonna go up every year. I budgeted 475. We budgeted 425 this year. I know you just had your meeting with Capri. Is there anything?
About right, 450. So
Okay.
we're gonna be,
So we
worst case scenario is it's 450.
Yeah.
That's once the final actuarials come in, which they literally unfortunately don't get till June 30th.
yeah.
So.
We like budgeting that one a little bit extra because you never know with insurance, they could spike on us 25% and we're SOL if we don't budget for it. So we budgeted well though with this one. So that meeting with Capri was good news. Admin cost wise, nothing else is really changing. Everything is just normal costs of living adjustments going up for just extra services, you know, financial services going up, that kind of stuff. Everything else is staying the same there. On to page 6 for the recreational expenses. One thing that is going down is going to be our processing fees. With our new software, the processing fees through the third party are now putting onto the consumer. So we are not paying those process fees. The only thing we pay is the 30 cents per transaction. Our Square processing, which is going to be at JMDC and the soccer park. And then when there's refunds, we pay the processing fee on the refund side. So it's very minute to what it used to be. We don't have a full idea of what it's going to be. We budgeted 5,000 based off what we've been getting. That's more than enough. We should be perfectly fine there. That will be a mid-year adjustment for sure. Park grounds, that got added as of January, I think second technically, beginning of the year. I know when we had the mid-year, we talked about moving that to the maintenance side, so that is getting removed from recreation expenses. It used to be recreation staff that did it. It's now gonna be part of the maintenance expenses instead of recreation expenses, because recreation staff has nothing to do with it anymore. And then the last item on here that's changing is going to be the excursions. This is for the senior center. We've added the senior center excursions this fiscal year, but there was no GL code for them. This is to just have a separate line item. Right now, they're just getting lumped in with their special events. We want to keep it separate from the special events moving forward. So we know what is their special events, their dances, their other events they're doing there, and what is their excursions. So I think they're trying to do 4 a year. Does that sound right? So this lets us better track what they're doing and what the expenses are truly for the excursion instead of them all being lumped into one GL code. Right, on to the next page. So special event expenses have gone down pretty significantly. The biggest attribution to that is we are no longer doing Latin Heritage ourselves. We now have
No,
oh, they're not again. Okay, never
no,
mind.
never mind.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
we
mind.
know what they're doing.
Okay, well, we didn't host it this year, so it was a substantial savings. Jump Fest being another one that we don't host anymore that we partner with. So the special events that we're partnering with is saving us a lot of money, and those expenses we actually have saved about $50,000 the last year in special events because of those partnerships. So that's really good there. Online registration system, that's going to get cut essentially in half. We have the new software that came in. We had to pay the startup fee. We don't have to do that next year. So it's just going to be our yearly annual fee with the Rec Tech. And then the last thing to address here is going to be the capital purchase equipment. We did buy the new van this year. There's a $65,000 savings there because we don't have to buy another van. We are leaving $10,000 in there just in case we do need to buy any kind of capital equipment for recreation, new basketball hoops at the gyms, anything along that lines that we might need. Right, on to the Discovery Center. The only two things I really want to highlight here that's changed is going to be the hazardous material. The pipe is gone. We don't have to pay for that again. Thank God. I have left a little bit of money in there, just heaven forbid something comes up. I'd rather have a little bit of that account than nothing at all and then have to figure out where we're pulling that money from. Same thing with the disaster expense. We did leave $5,000 in there, heaven forbid a small fire hits and we have to make some little changes. But this is just more so worst case scenario, something happens, just leaving a little bit of money in those accounts just in case, because we don't know up there since everything's still new. It's only been a year. And then we still have the refuse collection up there. We're about halfway done with all the trash, so we're projecting another 50,000 next year to finish cleaning the trash. Knock on wood. Outside of that, that's it for them. Any questions so far? You could skip past page 10. That is just the maintenance kind of admin cost. None of their stuff ever changes. Onto the maintenance assessment. This is page 11. So we've moved the park grounds. This is for the full year cost of park grounds. Last year we only had 6 months, so this year we have the full 12 months. Irrigation supplies, they are now have bought all the general fund irrigation parts for the irrigation project that we talked about, the mid-year budget. So it actually ended up being less than we anticipated, which was really good. And we're getting the rebates are starting to come in with SoCal Water.
Wise, yeah.
Yeah, so that's really good. That's coming in. So put that back down to what it normally is year to year. We don't need extra money there. We have gotten all the controllers and everything. That project is now being finished up. Maintenance landscape contract, that has gone up to 5%, as it does every year. That's going to be in both the general fund and all the CFDs. So that's just 5% across the board. Nothing else in maintenance is really changing. Everything else is staying the same for the most part. And then utilities going up the typical 5%.
Did you mention the trees counts?
That's safeties.
Okay.
Yeah, you're getting too far ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, last thing for the maintenance assessment is going to be capital equipment. We are going from 95,000 to 40,000. Last year we had the Bobcat that was supposed to go on 24-25. Unfortunately, it didn't come in until July, so it had to go into the 25-26 budget. This year, we're budgeting the $40,000 in the general fund for capital equipment. This is going to be for 2 new maintenance vehicles, which we will touch bases more in the next section as well, and why we were getting those 2 new maintenance vehicles. That's everything for the general fund. I'm not going to bore you with the CFDs. CFDs, the only thing that's going to be changing is the 5% across the board for the maintenance contract. Utilities, the typical about 5-ish%, they go up every year is what we budget for utilities, refuse, trash, all that fun stuff. We have added a tree service into every CFD as an individual line item before we just put it into contract maintenance. The problem with that is what's the difference between them going up and, oh, we needed to add some more bushes to, oh, this 50-foot tree needed trimming that was $15,000 to handle. This allows us to better determine the costs associated. This is for the actual trees. This is all the other random stuff that they have to do with the park. This is new turf, this is new sod, whatever it may be. It allows us to separate it and also allows us to better track it because we do have to trim the trees and do a full trim job every several years, depending on what it is and where the park is and everything like that. So it's just to better track that.
We don't have any playgrounds, because I was looking at surface. We don't have any playgrounds that are reaching their end of their
We're
life.
getting close. I think the next one that's gonna be on our list will be Vernola. And I was just looking at this the other day. We're about 3 years on that still.
Okay.
I know, was it Shayla got done? Which one just got done?
It's Shaver basketball.
Oh, sorry.
You serve a Shaver basketball.
Okay.
Okay. Curious.
And
We're
then
gonna get hit all at once with one.
They'll start coming in there through the CFDs through a cycle, but yeah.
there is one error on page 3. Apparently I removed this line. It's correct on the ClearGov dashboard right here. The $250,000 for other revenue, that is the grant money that came back from the FERF project. That has already come in. That is not going to go into next year. That already hit this year. So even with that removal, we're still in the black for that CFD. And we actually did get some good news. There is a second round of money coming for that. They haven't given us a timeline on when. Don't know if it will be this fiscal year. Don't know if it will come next fiscal year. At this point, we're getting to the point where it's probably looking like it'll be next fiscal year. I
You
want
guys remember the turf replacement project we did at Vernola?
Yes, okay, that's right.
We've got $203,000 that we were applied for. They've since come back and said there's more money available in that. They're giving us an additional allocation per square foot, another $50,000 coming in
Oh,
Yeah.
for the same project.
for the same project.
Yeah, I want to say like 150 sounds about right. They didn't give me a timeline. They just sent a random email saying you're eligible for more money and that was it. So just waiting for it to come in. I don't want to budget it for next year and it not come in or whatever. It may
And just
have
go
to.
back into reserves.
Yeah, it's going
Nice, this
back
is-
to the reserves for it. It's just extra money for that CFD.
Yay.
Any other questions?
Okay, before we go into questions, this is, I have to open a hearing for public comments. So I will now open a hearing for public comments. Are there any public comments? Hearing none, I will close the hearing. Now we'll request comments from board members. Gotta follow procedures. Right? There are the-
I know that's a lot of money, a lot of information to digest, a lot of numbers.
I try to make it quick and painless.
Well, I just appreciate, I feel like we've done a big thing at the River Mountains Discovery Center. And I feel like, this next fiscal year needs to be the time where we take a big breath
Mhm.
and kind of figure out going forward. We don't need to be spending, other than the trash removal,
Mhm.
we don't need to be spending great gallipping sums of money up there. We need to take a breath and figure out what we're doing. So that's definitely.
Just pray for no more fires for a year or two.
Ever,
Please no.
ever.
One question for the board. I know we were supposed to get away from this. So in ClearGov, I can make us a budget book. The problem is it's not till the budget's approved that I could go into the budget book. What I can do is I could pre-approve it essentially. And if you guys do have any changes, I could go back and essentially withdraw that budget and make a phase 2 essentially. So even though I'm saying it was approved, we could revoke their approval and I'll redo it. It won't be that hard to redo. I'll just push everything through up until that point to wherever your changes
So
are.
this will be the last time you see it in this
Yeah.
form is what. we
If
did.
that is okay with you, if you guys are okay. with it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you'll get a nice, pretty book. I should have it for you guys by your next board meeting. It should be as simple as once this is approved, if it's approved tonight, I go and plug in the numbers next week and should be good to go.
There are no other questions. I move that the board of directors adopt resolution number 2026-17. A resolution of the board of directors of the Group Area Recreation and Park District adopting the operating budgets for the 26-27 fiscal year, and that the adopted budget be prepared and submitted to the County of Riverside Auditor Controller's Office as required.
Will second.
First and second, we have roll call, please.
Yes, Edgar Tesla.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Ross Lacia.
Yes.
Kim Brown Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. And I do apologize for my post. I'm sorry. Most people.
Okay, now we'll move on to item 5.4, discussion of possible approval of Discovery Center job descriptions. Mr. DeWitt.
Yes, I just noticed a typo in the recommendation. I apologize. That should be gift shop supervisor. Part of the approved budget was the reallocation or reclassification of the gift shop coordinator and education coordinator to gift shop supervisor and education supervisor. Along the same route within the budget, the administrator position was defunded. It's still a position available, but we're not funding it. So this would just be approving those updated job descriptions. So they're very similar to what was their previous job titles, but we just added in the supervisory components that they have taken on. And the last couple of months, they have more than shown their leadership.
Do we have
No,
questions?
oh, I was just gonna say, I made it very clear that they know exactly what they're talking about. And I should have said this when they were still here. I do think that Maribel is hiding her efforts under a bushel basket when it comes to the gift shop. I'm sure that she, because I know part of what we directed was, please get rid of the nonsense and folderol and concentrate the things that you can purchase on things you would obviously want to purchase if you came there. And I've been up there with my grandson, and I would say that most definitely it's all about dinosaurs and rocks and things like that, not Victorian doll coloring books and
I'd
things
like
like
to see
that.
more Eddie merchandise.
Well, we're gonna talk about that in the update. We're talking about that in the update.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion, please?
And when you make the motion, use the word supervisor instead of coordinator next to gift shop. I wrote that down. I'll do the motion. I move the board of directors adopt resolution number 2026-16, approving the job descriptions for the museum and gift shop supervisor and education supervisor positions.
Second.
There's motion second. I believe this is also roll call resolution.
Edgar Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Ross Lacia.
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0.
Item 5.5 is the First Amendment to the agreement between the City of Lee Valley and Group Area Recreation and Park District for operation of A.D. Smith Senior Center. Mr. DeWitt.
Yes, as stated, this is a one-year extension to the original 3-year agreement for the operation of the Eddie D. Smith Senior Center. The City of Ripa Valley approved this unanimously last week. Like I said, all the terms stay the same. The reimbursement is set at 280? 280 and not to exceed 280,000 for the year. Which essentially is accounting for the increases in staffing costs, utilities across the board. So we've had a good relationship with the city. The senior center is doing phenomenal work. We all know that. I had Debbie put together some numbers for me on their attendance numbers and the amount of people that are being served for the food programs, all our food distribution programs, as well as the nutrition programs. It's a great product. It's a great service that we're providing to the community. So if you have any questions, I will be available.
Questions?
I do have a question.
Yes.
You know me.
Okay.
I would like to understand our full contribution over and above the $280,000.
We can put together a full presentation for you, similar to what we just did.
Mhm.
Would that be?
However you want to do it, but I would like that. Because I also think that needs to be brought to the attention of the city council in some future report to them, because I think, they might think that senior center only costs $280,000, when in actuality, we are contributing staff costs and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of in-kind.
In kind, yes. But I mean, a cost is a cost, whether it's because someone's working there or we bought something. So I think we need to understand it.
Any other questions? Okay, I move the board of directors approve the First Amendment to the agreement for the operation of the Eddie D. Smith Senior Center.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
And when is it getting repainted? Or has that already happened? Oh, please.
It's just the government bureaucracy at its best. It's the same challenges we face, the bidding process.
Oh, okay.
They're working on it.
It's getting repainted at some point, inside and out, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
I have noticed driving by there, they are advertising our events on their electronic sign.
They give us the keys to the car. We're gonna use it.
Just remember them. I'm just glad to see it happening. Okay, on to item 5.6, which discussion and possible approval of the installation of a new gate and automated gate opener at the JMDC.
I wish Gideon and Maribel had stuck around for this. Yeah, they're probably more excited for this than anything. We've had this discussion throughout the year. In reality, there's nothing wrong with the current gates that are there. They may not be the most attractive, but they're functioning. They work, they're solid, they do a good job. The problem is, and I truly never understood it until spending so much time up there, and especially these last 3-4 months with all the learning expeditions going on. We literally had to schedule a recreation staff that their sole job was going up and down that driveway, or sitting at that driveway, letting people in, opening and closing that gate. I understand we're still going to have to open it at the beginning of the learning expeditions for the day, bring in the multiple buses and the associated vehicles with it, and then we'll be able to close it. I did not understand the number of buses that leave, the number of parents that have to run to the grocery store for something. And that means you have to go down there and open it and then come back and let them in. And it's not, are they gonna be back in 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours? We don't. So it's a constant travel up and down that hill. I don't even know how to quantify the amount of staff time we put into it, but it's significant. I would guess the return on this investment is 3 years, just in staff time alone, going up and down that hill. What this proposal is for the installation from Superior Gate Services for the installation of the gates and the hardware. The gates are being donated by Louis Tozier of LTD Designs. Louis is a resident of Fruita Valley. His shop is in Riverside. He's been a longtime supporter of the facility and a huge advocate of automating these gates.
Do you have a picture of the work he's done so far?
I just on Instagram, unfortunately. Yeah. He's an artist at heart as well. He's described it as a metal art piece that will also keep people out. He doesn't want it just to be a flat wrought iron fence like it is. He's trying to design something that would look like it naturally would be there. And you can expect a few dinosaurs or raptors, maybe
I was gonna say,
little hidden gems in it, like they do at Disneyland with Mickey Mouse.
I was sitting next to Lily at an event. I asked him, I said, are we going to have any critters looking out the gate at the public coming up? And he just said, of course.
So, not only is it gonna be a nice looking piece, but it's the functionality that's gonna come with it. So the donation is coming from Mr. Tozier of the materials of the labor. We will be paying for reimbursing for the powder coating, and then the hardware he has to buy, the wheels, the rollers, the V-Track, stuff along those lines. But this approval is just for the installation of the electric motors, the keypad system, the exiting loops that will be cut into the concrete, everything for the to automate the gate system. It's really be honest, this has been very hard to find a contractor that wanted to do it. primarily because they're not the ones building the gate as well.
Mm.
I just wasn't getting return phone calls from it. What will happen is on the outside of the driveway, outside the fence, there'll be a keypad installed, that's been fortified. There'll be a call button on it and a camera. So if somebody pulls up to the gate that we aren't expecting, they'll be able to press the call button. They'll be on the tablet up at the Discovery Center or on staff's phones if they choose to have the app. It would ring through the video conference. You'll be able to see who it is, find out why they're there. If they're supposed to be there, they can press a button on the tablet on their phone and let them in. Staff will have the a code that they can type into the keypad to enter, just like an apartment community would have, or they'll have an app, and they can just open their app and open the gate like you would your modern kind of garage door openers work now as well. On top of that, the various different contractors or vendors that we use, Furtech or the waste hauler for the large dumpsters, the guy that comes in to clean the pond, things along those lines, they'd have a code or the app, and they could open it from there. They won't have to. Right now, there's a combination that changes every month on the gate that we have to send out to everybody, and it's a big convoluted process. The app tracks every opening and closing and who it was that opened it, who it was, what code they use. It takes a picture of them and their vehicle for great for logging it all. Included in this, required under fire code. In the keypad system is a Knox key, which is carried. A Knox key is what's carried in the fire department. They can put it in there. Special key that only they have in Riverside County. It will open the system. On top of that, it also has the strobe sensors that are required. Their overhead lights put off a special frequency of some sort that will open the gate in an event of emergency as well. When somebody's exiting the facility, there'll be a loop cut in, very similar to what they do on signals, that will sense vehicles coming out. So this would be a huge reduction in staff time. It's not going to eliminate staff having to go down there, like I said, at the beginning of the learning expedition period when we have to let schools in and the parents coming in for a 15-minute period. But it beats, we were spending 5 to 6 hours a day sometimes down there opening people up. So that's where we're at with this. That's what this is for. There are going to be some other associated costs that are going to come forward that will all be within my signing authority, but I just want to make sure you guys were aware of them. So we're anticipating about $4,000 for the powder coating and hardware. Superior Gates can be at $21,500. Electrical and permits is about $5,000. And then we're going to repave that. If you look at it right now, it's beat up anyways, but we have to trench in some new conduits and stuff so that the two gate controllers can talk to each other. So we'll need to come in there and repave at least that front,
Like an apron area.
yeah, big 10, 15 foot patch up all the way the width of it will have to get repaved. So
And that's the 5,000.
about 5,000 is what we've estimated.
And we need permits for the electrical.
Just for the electrical, yes. Well, any electrical you run, you have to run permits. What we're doing with the electrical, as I said in the staff report, we've talked about the facility being underpowered as a whole. We were looking at bringing power from the lower warehouse, trenching it all the way out. They have solar and batteries for the gate openers. For whatever reason, the control pad has to be 110. So we're looking at having to bring out power anyways. Well, we're already bringing our security cameras. It's better to have power for those in the solar if we can. We started looking at everything, standing there one day, I'm like, there's a vacant electric meter right here from the old cell tower that's been abandoned. So we brought in our electrician, looked at, he's confirmed and done the legwork for us with Edison that we can reactivate that. It's a 200 amps of service that we can bring onto the property. That will give us power down there essentially at the front gate.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be plenty of power that we can power the gates, power the keypad, bring power to the kiosk. And maybe down the road, we can even update that kiosk and put in a little bit of air conditioning so they don't bake in the summer. Power the security cameras. And then ultimately, I'd like to get some sort of I won't say street lights, but floodlights up at the front of that gate to illuminate it at night. It's one of the concerns with the evening rentals as well. It's so dark down there. And I think it's just gonna bring more attraction to people driving down the freeway. Hey, what's that? What are those lights? What is that place over there? So it's a necessity. And it's gonna benefit us in the long run. And then from that, we will have the ability down the road, if we want to, that pedestal that we'll have to set. We can easily take it back over to the warehouse and backfeed that building and take that off the main, that's coming off the main gift shop right now. So we only have 40 amps in that entire warehouse. So we can't run much power equipment if we need to.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
On the electrical side, they could have easily stuck a really small converter there for the 120. They still could have run it off solar and battery.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
There's workarounds. but-
for the minuscule, decimal point of an amp that controller would take.
I would think, yeah.
Would have been cheap and easy, but the other thing is there still going to be a hard lock on the gate? So the last person and I could lock it
No,
in the first, so there will be no other hard lock on it?
no hard lock. The system, they've guaranteed it is hard locked within itself through the mechanism. And we couldn't have a hard lock on there because in the event of a fire, they would not have access to those select locks.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious.
And I'll be honest, we had an incident this past Sunday at the Discovery Center, I emailed you on, and the new fire captain addressed the locking of the gate during the day, and I said, we're not locking it, we're only fake locking it. But that's something that we've changed, and that's something that they do not want to see, and so it's a fire hazard. So that's not happening, and this would eliminate that.
Any other questions on the gate?
Yeah, how long can we expect this to?
So Louis working on the gate right now. I'll share his Instagram post with you. He anticipates having it done by the first week of July. The contractor is ready to go with a week or two notice. So we'll get this going so we can get our electrician bring it. So kind of all three things will come together at once. In reality, I'm gonna say it's probably the end of July. So what time everything comes together. So I'm excited to see how the gates look.
Yeah.
And then staff's just excited I cannot tell you how tickled they are. I don't have to get out and open it and drive in and get out and close it and get back. There's no such thing as a quick run to pick up lunch. There's no quick run to the
To be
store.
honest, it's no
It's a
fun,
process.
it's no fun waiting there for someone to come let you in and let you out
I'm
either.
gonna be honest, when I'm driving up Camino Real, I'm going there for something and somebody's there opening and closing the gate, I get happy.
If there's no other question, we'll entertain a motion.
The board of directors accept the estimate from Superior Gate Services for the installation of the new rolling gate and the associated hardware at GMDC for $21,250. With a 10% contingency.
I'll second.
We have a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Okay. Next on the agenda is the update from the CARPD conference.
And I apologize for the false information here, but only 3 board members attended the conference. Was held May 27th through 29th in Monterey. Director Castellon, Director Leja, and Director Rivas were in attendance. And in compliance with AB 1234, board members will provide a brief update. And just expenses included travel, lodging, and meals.
Would ask Tammy to go first, but since she's not here, Edgar.
Yeah, so yeah, as always, there's always a lot. It's a jam-packed agenda for 2.5 days that we're there. So some of the workshops focus on AI grants, and then the legislative update luncheon, right? So an updates on some of the bills. Some of the ones that stuck out was on ADUs, right? And some of the fees associated with that. So we'll see how, and that was actually by our.
That's passed.
Did it pass? Okay. Yeah. And yeah, and then we have the board member roundtable as well. A lot of the conversation was dominated on board member manager relationships from some of the other districts who have issues in their areas. So luckily we don't have that problem here. But that's kind of a lot of what dominated those discussions, which is very, very interesting. On the other side, we could hear the general managers. We're just laughing, we're just laughing, having a good time. And
And I swear.
I think it's because you were listening to what we were talking about.
And yeah, so that was a lot of the business aspect of it. But we received an award for JCC for remodeled, outstanding remodeled facility. And the reception was very well attended on the last day. There was a lot of awards given out across the state. And including our volunteer of the year was recognized as well in that. And I think one of the big highlights was the reception at the Monterey Aquarium. So the reception on the opening day was at the aquarium, and you could see all the fishes and all that as we're just having our mixers. So that was it was very, very unique. Yeah, and that's my quick update on that.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. I think overall, from my perspective, guest speakers and some of the information they handed out was not as good this year as it has been in past years. Not saying it was bad, I'm just saying that in past years, some of the guest speakers, this is my fifth one of these that I've been to, so I don't know. One of the ones I liked a lot was the electric vehicles and tools and maintenance, because everybody is moving toward electric everything. A lot of what they went over, I think we're already doing with a lot of electric tools in parks. The biggest advantage to having electric mowers, which we don't have somebody that does anymore, but leaf blowers and tools, is that you're not putting that pollution and fumes in the park where patrons are utilizing the facility, which is a good thing. Electric vehicles, the problem is the word on the street is that the grants are going to be going away if they haven't already for purchasing electric vehicles, which is a shame. And we all know, of course, that there are not any real great options on trucks until now. We'll talk about that in some future time. Colby's going to get some information.
Affordability is another issue.
Affordability, and that's one thing I put down here, that electric is lower maintenance cost, but higher initial cost to purchase.
Right.
But there is a new company in Riverside that is taking full-size F-250s and converting them to electric. That'll make great maintenance vehicles. Cost is high, and I have asked Colby if he could look into that and do something at a future board meeting, so I won't get too far into it. Preventing pitfalls and hindering our success. One of the things that came up I thought was really good is our districts need to prioritize their wants versus needs. Because a lot of times we want something at the board level or the staff level that maybe the public doesn't really want. Everything, so we need to really prioritize. And the building codes are updated every 3 years. I did not realize that every 3 years we have to go through what's going on. And I agree with Edgar. I think the roundtables this year, which is usually the best part of the conference for a lot of us, turned into a gripe session about bad general managers. And it just, do you agree though? I mean, both times, both of them.
Mine doesn't come up, we're good.
Oh, no, I mean, that's, Edgar and I, we just sat there because we got a cool general manager.
Yeah, we're fine.
No, we don't,
But it was one person, I think.
it was one person that really kind of dominated. And another board member said, well, we've got rather happily stuck out about going through 9 general managers in the past few years.
Love that.
So, so I think overall, the conference was a little less this year than I think it has been in the past. I really wish they'd up their guest speakers a little bit for the next one, but I think it was a good conference overall as usual. Like you said, the dinner was great, the awards were great. Having it at the Monterey Aquarium was really awesome. So yeah, it was good. And next year's will be in Lake Tahoe again, I believe.
Going back to Lake Tahoe.
Not to where it used to be. It's now it's now Margaritaville.
And Kobe, if you have anything to add from the general managers.
I think again, it's always a quality conference. It's educational for the board members. Again, I think, from the general manager aspect, the roundtable is still one of the most educational aspects of it. We were laughing. I can't remember. I know we were talking about a lot of stuff, but, a lot of agencies are really concerned with inflation, cost of fuel, the number of bills coming after development impact fees, Quimby fees, things along those lines. It still amazes me, some of these smaller districts, you know, we're no longer considered a small district. Some of the challenges that I know our district face, that I see them facing right now, and it's makes me very appreciative for what we have here, what we've grown to, the resources we have available to us. I don't worry about a lot of the big stuff anymore, because I know that we've got the policies, procedures, funding in place that we can deal with most anything. So it just makes me, I don't say feel grateful for what we have. I don't want to sound like we've got it great. We have it good. We're not the upper echelons by anything. We're not loaded, floating with cash that we're wasting anything. But just hearing some of the struggles that some of these agencies go through, that some of them still worry about making payroll or having to take loans out because county takes forever, you know. We have to go through the first 7 months of the fiscal year
With no,
with no money. And Reddit gets mad at me because we have checks in the safe. We're good. But it's nice to see that we're, you know, and agencies are looking to us for as examples for things that we're doing. So that's really cool.
All right, thank you. Now we will move on to item 6, communication committee reports. Again, Mr. DeWitt. General manager's report.
It's summer. Today finished the first session of swim lessons. They went really well. Everything, again, as we've talked about, is all at Rubidoux High School. Mornings and afternoons, lessons have gone well. Our aquatic staff is doing a phenomenal job. We're really excited for that. Tomorrow will be the first true test of our new recreation software system, as it's the registration for the next session of swim lessons. Measure where we wait till swim lessons in today. Registration will start tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and the classes start Monday. What's the over under, Cody? Will be full by 8:10.
8:03.
So it's going to be quite interesting how that works. So we think we've got it. We've made some signage to put outside to help people, but I'm going to guess 97% of our registration is done online tomorrow morning. So
can I have a question?
Yeah.
Is the fact that we're having to do them all at Rubidoux and Ruby Valley's not available, do you think that's had any impacts in any way?
I don't think it's made
Any difference?
we did take a bet the first day. How many people admitted they went to Ruby Valley High School for their lesson that didn't pay attention? It was 5. But no, I don't think it's made a difference.
Okay, good.
We'd have to really look at the end of the year and we can map out all the addresses and stuff. We're still serving the same amount of people. So maybe somebody that lived on the east end of the district that wasn't able to make it to the west end of the district in the past for evening lessons is now being served. So in that aspect, we're still providing a high quality program to as many people as possible.
Yeah, okay.
So, swim lessons, youth basketball game summer season starts this Saturday. Concerts in the park next Tuesday. And then we have a little event here in another couple of weeks over at Bernola Family Park, probably some poppers and stuff going on for America's 250th anniversary. So,
Oh, yeah.
no, we've been doing a lot in preparation for July 3rd. I think I've talked with all of you. Mr. Owen worked on an agreement here for us recently. CAL FIRE has changed their regulations in regards to fireworks. Before the fallout zone was 70 feet per every 1 inch of diameter firework we have. So we have some 4-inch shells, we required 280 feet for fallout zone. They've increased that to 100 feet per 1 inch. Now we're gonna go to 400 feet, which pushed us into the land there to the west of the, far more land into the behind the park there, past Ranch Road. So we've been working with Rick Bondar and the family he represents to get an agreement in place to allow CAL FIRE to allow us to have the fireworks. So the unfortunate thing is with this new regulation, and the way that development's coming, we probably have this year 1, maybe 2 years left that we can do fireworks at that facility. And then we'd have to reevaluate where we could do it. We do not have a facility we could do it at again. So we'd have to potentially look at a high school again or something like that at a lesser of a show. So,
Is everything going smoothly with Mr. Bondar?
oh, Rick's great.
Yeah, I thought.
Rick's been great to work with. He wants to see it happen, so. He just needed to, I just got the insurance letter today from Capri is all that he needed, so.
Perfect. I didn't think he'd be.
He would not have a problem. He does. He just wants to make sure he's protected, so. Other than that, staff's doing great. We had our staff training this past Saturday. Mr. Lazy was able to come out. We had a good time. Staff was dancing, having a good time. That's what it's about. We're a fun department. We want to kick the summer off right with our staff. They did a great job, so. Other than that, just thank you all for your support, and we'll see you guys over the next couple weeks on our events.
Okay.
I have a question, a comment, actually. So I found a bit of a discrepancy between the app that we use for the JRPD app and the new software we use on our website to register for classes.
Oh, okay.
The mixed ballet Pilates one, I wasn't signing up for it. It was my wife. It's not showing up on our app, but it's showing up on the website.
Okay, we'll look into that.
Yeah, and then because I don't know if that's affecting the threshold, like it's getting registration for it.
Is that the program we had to cancel because she broke her wrist?
We did have an instructor.
I didn't look, our instructor fell and broke her wrist, so that could, I will get you an answer though.
Okay, cool. Either way, she checked simultaneously and yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't showing up.
We'll get it figured out and we'll make sure it's addressed. Yeah, we have an instructor break her wrist and has to have surgery, so she's had to take a little hiatus, so. Or she too much. I don't know.
Too much ballet.
I don't know, good joke today.
Any other questions?
That was it. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to board comments. Mr. Castellan.
Yes, so I gave my update on CRPD. This past week, I went to the groundbreaking for the district. There was a lot of officials from all over the city and other agencies present. So kind of being there, we can kind of overlook how big the land really is. So it's gonna be a big, large project. So I'm looking forward to our facilities that are gonna be coming there in the next few years. So there, and then, yeah, and then I'm looking forward to concerts in the park coming up in the next for the summer as well. And finally, thank you to the JMDC members and staff who came out and to recognize our volunteer. Very happy to see that she was elated by being recognized. And that's it for me.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson.
I attended the rodeo, and while that is not our event, it is a very big event that happens on our property, and everything looked very smooth. It looked like things were going well. It was incredibly well attended. We almost couldn't find a place to sit. It just, everything just seemed to be going really smoothly for them. I hope that behind the scenes it was going smoothly for them as well, but it was a great event. Glad Concerts in the Park is starting back up next week, and yeah, looking forward to the summer and all the things that happen, and can't wait till the 3rd of July.
Hey, Mr. Gardinas.
Yes, I am sorry I missed CRPD. It sounded like a lot of fun, but I was doing my master's exam that I'm still not recovered from. So
Rather a big conference?
yeah, I would have. I went to the rodeo on Friday as well. It was a fun time. Yeah, it was a good event. So I'm glad that it looks like they're trending upward. So hopefully they keep that momentum. One comment though I just saw the sign right there across from Glen Avon for our 3rd of July. I would just recommend probably rolling back on the AI. It's a little, to me, it looked a little too egregious. Just a recommendation. The one on the
Yeah,
and then we also yesterday we got an email from Tree People.
yep, I want to talk
So
about
yeah, they want to collaborate further with us, so that's exciting. There was a lot of radio silence from both our parts because we all get busy, but looks like that's going to pick back up again. And then just thank you to staff. Yeah, as always, thank you.
As Toby mentioned, I did attend the staff training this last Saturday. I stayed for about an hour and it was a great time. It was a lot of fun. The speaker you had was excellent. He was a great motivational speaker. And I will say this is the first staff event I've ever been to where there was a conga line. They actually were dancing around. I got a video of it. I think Colby does too. It was pretty fun. I did not attend the rodeo. We had some things to attend to at our home. So I stayed home and let my wife and family attend in my stead. So I heard they had a great time. GMDC staff update was great. Just fantastic. We have overall a great staff. That's why we get by with what we have and the way things work. And that's why we are usually recognized every place we go. And I think that's fantastic. I am looking forward to the 3rd of July, as always. And I also attended the groundbreaking, and I have to say that's some of the best food I've had at groundbreaking ever. The caterer they had there I got their card if you're interested. And that would be it for me. So now we'll move on, future community meetings. We did have a community report for budget and personnel, but I don't think we need to go through that again.
Nope, you did the budget.
So are there any future committee meetings coming up?
if you need to schedule a park planning. I'll give the two of you on the next, hopefully week or so, next week or the week after that. And we just need to plan a little bit longer for that one, because we're gonna dwindle down and me and Cody will bring to you, but we have our landscape architect proposals, so we'll bring it down. We got 12?
That sounds right.
Yeah, try to get down to maybe 6 for the review process.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone have any agenda items for future board meetings they'd like to come up with? Hearing none, our next board meeting will be on June 25th at 6:30, and I will adjourn this meeting at 8:04 p.m.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob.
I have one post-meeting question. How come your general manager can't step in and be a Pilates instructor?
You'd be great. I can do Pilates. It's the ballet I can't do.
Oh, okay, I believe you. Thank you all. You made it.